everyone, welcome back to our channel. So new day, new video, new subject and new chapter. So let's begin with the first chapter of statistics. But before we begin with the chapter, if you have seen this channel for the first time, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that you get notifications for daily updates on the videos. And also follow us on Instagram, AdamEcoOfficial, so that you get to see the discussions happening on the channel every day. So let's begin with this chapter. In this chapter, we'll study about 10 topics in this whole video, which talks about the meaning of economics and statistics, then what are economic and non-economic activities, what is statistics, difference between qualitative and quantitative data, statistics characteristics, stages of statistical study, function of statistics, importance of statistics, limitation of statistics, and finally distrust of statistics. So all these topics we'll cover in this particular video. So let's begin with this. So the first topic is, what is the meaning of economics? Now the economics words come from two Greek words, which are oikos and mnemon. So oikos basically means house and mnemon means management. So economics is basically household management. It is required in every particular study where we are studying the consumer's behavior, producer's behavior, economy's behavior. So that is basically our economics, right? So economics is a study of how people and society choose to employ scarce resources. Now economics आया कहाँ से है? Economics आया है scarcity से. Because of the problem of scarcity, we are studying the economics, right? So how people and society choose to employ scarce resources, that means how they are choosing to use these resources so that they could have alternative uses in order to produce various commodities that satisfy their wants. So basic aim क्या है एक consumer का? To satisfy their wants. So economics ऐसी study है जिसमें लोग जो हैं, जो society और जो लोग हैं as a whole, they are choosing to employ the scarce resources which have alternative uses as well, so that they can satisfy their wants in the maximum manner and to distribute them for consumption among various persons and groups in society. So this is the meaning of economics, right? So economics definition was given by basically 4 economists. It is the combination of 4 definitions. So the first one was given by Adam Smith. He gave the wealth definition. So definition regarding wealth was given by Adam Smith. Alfred Marshall gave definition regarding welfare. Okay. Lionel Robbins gave definition regarding scarcity. And Anthony Samuelson gave definition regarding growth. So we have 4 definitions of economics: wealth, welfare, scarcity and growth. Adam Smith gave the wealth definition, Alfred Marshall gave the welfare definition, Lionel Robbins gave the scarcity definition, and Anthony Samuelson gave the growth definition. So this question can be asked in 1 marker, that wealth definition was given by which economist. So please learn this. It's required that you understand and learn these 4 names and the definition given by these economists, right? So moving on to the next topic. The next topic talks about the difference between economic and non-economic activities. So whatever activities we undertake to earn a living, that means जो भी activities आप कर रहे हो पैसा कमाने के लिए, those are economic activities. And those activities which are not undertaking with the welfare, with a particular motive to earn a living, यानी कि आप ऐसे एक्टिविटीज सिर्फ अपने मन के लिए कर रहे हो, आपका मेन मोटिव पैसा कमाना नहीं है. So those are known as non-economic activities. So here under economic we have 3 activities, which is consumption, production and distribution, right? Consumption is done by consumers, where the goods and services are consumed for satisfaction of human wants. Production is done by producers, where they are making goods and services for generation of income. And finally, distribution is done by the particular government or the economy as a whole, where they distribute the income among factors of production. So here, the firms and the government and the producers, they distribute the income which they have generated from this production among the factors of production. Factors of production are basically of four kinds. We have land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. So these are the four kinds of factors of production that are there. Now consumption can be eating bread, drinking milk, buying mobile phone. All these are basically a consumption activity which are basically done for satisfaction of human wants. Production is done by any particular firm or producer, like farmer is producing goods and services, carpenter, doctor, teacher. This is production. Distribution is basically distributing the income. So for land, rent will be given. For labor, wage will be given. For capital, interest will be given. For entrepreneur, profit will be given. So this is your distribution of income amongst the factors of production. If I talk about non-economic activities, so any particular housewife cooking food, teacher teaching her own son, blood donation camps, free education to needy students, all these are basically activities which are not generating any income, which are not giving you any income. So here we call them non-economic activities, right? So any particular activity, कोई भी ऐसा काम जो आपको income नहीं दे रहा है, आपको सिर्फ maybe happiness या contentment दे रहा है, that is a non-economic activity. So moving on to understand what is statistics. Now statistics term is coming from very different terms, like Latin is coming from status, from German it is statistik, from Italian it is statista. All these mean the same thing, which is political state. Now political state here just talks about the data or information. So any kind of data or information is known as statistics. Statistics here has two senses, plural sense and singular sense. Plural sense means we're talking about more than one thing. We're talking about more than one. Singular means one single thing, right? So plural sense में statistics होती है collection of numerical facts. जब हम बहुत सारे numerical facts को collect करके एक साथ रख देते हैं, that is your statistics. So collection of all numerical facts means statistics in plural sense. Singular sense में statistics होगा collection, presentation, analysis and interpretation of quantitative information. So यहाँ पे आप singular sense में सिर्फ collection कर रहे हो डेटा का, यहाँ पे singular sense में आप collection भी कर रहे हो, presentation भी कर रहे हो, analysis भी कर रहे हो, data interpret भी कर रहे हो. So all that in single sense, which means statistical methods. That is your singular sense definition for statistics. So statistical methods. So here this is how we understand the definition of statistics. You can give any definition, but I would suggest that you please give the definition of singular sense. Statistics deals with the collection, presentation, analysis, interpretation of data into various forms. Okay, now how do we differentiate between quantitative and qualitative data? So anything which can be expressed in the form of numbers, in the form of figures, will come under your quantitative data. So variables which can be expressed and measured in numerical terms, like height, weight, income, which I can measure in terms of numbers, right? And those variables which cannot be expressed in numerical terms, can't be expressed in numbers, and are ranked or rated are known as qualitative data. So these are basically based on qualitative attributes or characteristics like beauty, intelligence, honesty. Now I cannot say that, I can weigh someone's beauty on the scale, like maybe he's 9 beautiful or 10 beautiful. I can only rate, but I can't measure the beauty, right? I can't measure anyone's IQ. I can't measure anyone's honesty. So here we use these terms, these variables are known as qualitative data, and statistics is only a study of quantitative data. Here we are not studying the qualitative data under statistics, right? So this can be asked in a 1 mark question, that statistics is studied for which kind of data. The answer will be quantitative data. So moving on to the next topic. Now we'll see that what are the features of statistics, what makes statistics, more known, or what makes it more popular amongst other studies, amongst, like, we also have maths, we also have accounts. Then why do we study statistics and what uses it has? So basically statistics is aggregates of facts. That means that we cannot study one single individual or one single number. It is an aggregate of all the numbers. Like if I say that a particular person's age is 30, one person's age is 30, that is not statistics. But when I talk about that in a particular sample of 100 persons, the average age was 30, average age is 30, this will be your statistics, because this is aggregate of facts. So we are always talking about the aggregate of facts in statistics study. Now this is affected by multiplicity of causes, which means that statistics is always affected by multiple causes. Like if I talk about production of rice, then production of rice requires lots of things. Production can be high because of a good rainfall, because of good fertilizers, because of good HYV seeds. So all these factors are basically depending on the rice's growth depends upon all these three factors. यानी कि राइस का ग्रोथ डिपेंड कर रहा है रेनफॉल पे, फर्टिलाइजर्स पे और HYV सीड्स पे. यानी कि कोई भी डेटा, कोई भी फिगर अगर हम किसी को देख रहे हैं, that means उसका जो भी value है, it is affected by multiple causes. We cannot just say that one value is that just because it is that. We have to understand that the multiple causes are affecting particular value. Like the age here is affected by multiple causes. Maybe a person's average age is 30. Maybe some other changes can also be there. So multiple causes affect statistics. Third, it is numerically expressed. Obviously we are always expressing the facts into numericals, into numbers, like 1 2 3 4. That is a numerical expression. Okay, statistics should be collected with reasonable accuracy. So we require a lot of accuracy when we talk about statistics. We cannot afford to be less accurate और make any mistakes. हमको कोई भी मिस्टेक नहीं करना है अगर हम स्टैटिस्टिक्स से कोई भी क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर रहे हैं. सो कोई भी एक्सपर्ट जो होता है, कोई भी अगर स्टडी होती है, कोई भी सर्वे होता है, कुछ भी होता है, तो उसके लिए एक्यूरेसी इज़ द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग. Statistics are collected for a predetermined purpose. That means we are collecting statistics for something which is already determined, which is already decided. यानी कि हम कोई चीज़ इसीलिए कर रहे हैं, कोई सर्वे इसीलिए कर रहे हैं, कोई स्टडी इसलिए कर रहे हैं क्योंकि हमने सोच रखा कि हम करेंगे. Like every 10 years census survey is done because that is, and if suppose any particular firm is using that data, then वो एक purpose जो है वो already decided है. तो statistics are always collected for predetermined purpose, for a purpose which is already determined, which is already selected. Data is collected in a systematic manner. So we always follow a particular process. एक प्रोसेस फॉलो किया जाता है जिसके अकॉर्डिंग डेटा कलेक्ट होगा. ऐसा नहीं है कि जिसका जहाँ मन आया वो वहाँ चला के डेटा कलेक्ट करने के लिए. वी ऑलवेज फॉलो अ पर्टिकुलर प्रोसेस फॉर फाइंडिंग ऑफ द डेटा कलेक्शन. So here statistics has 5 stages. Stage 1 is collection of data. Stage 2 is organization of data. Stage 3 presentation. Stage 4 analysis. And stage 5 interpretation. So here which means that stage 1 आपका initial stage है जहाँ पे डेटा हमेशा collect हो रहा है. आप अपना डेटा collect करने के लिए बाहर जा रहे हो, सर्वे कर रहे हो. उसके बाद आप आए स्टेज 2 पे, डेटा कलेक्ट हो चुका है, यू हैव ऑल द फिगर्स एंड ऑल द वैल्यूज. नाउ यू हैव टू ऑर्गेनाइज द डेटा, अरेंज द डेटा. लाइक सपोज अगर मुझे डेटा चाहिए है कि मेरे एरिया में या उत्तर प्रदेश में फॉर एग्जाम्पल कितने मेल्स एंड फीमेल्स हैं, आई विल गो टू एवरी हाउस I will go to every particular corner, every particular area and ask about the numbers. Now once I have the numbers, I have to organize them into male and female. मुझे हर घर का हर उसका नंबर लेके ऑर्गेनाइज करना है उसको into males and females, right? तो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हो गया. आफ्टर दैट आई विल प्रेजेंट माई डेटा इनटू अ ग्राफ कि इतने मेल्स हैं और इतने फीमेल्स हैं. जो मेल्स हैं वो इतने लिटरेट हैं, इतने इलिटरेट हैं, उनकी एज इतनी है, फीमेल्स की एज इतनी है. सो दैट इज प्रेजेंटेशन इनटू ग्राफ, पाई चार्ट, बार ग्राफ, हिस्टोग्राम. दैट इज प्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ डेटा. देन आई विल एनालाइज द डेटा कि उत्तर प्रदेश के इस डिस्ट्रिक्ट में फीमेल और मेल रेशियो अच्छी नहीं है, यानी कि फीमेल्स आर लेस दैन मेल्स, और इस स्टेट में फीमेल मेल की रेशियो इज गुड. सो दैट इज डेटा एनालिसिस. इंटरप्रिटेशन व्हेन आई विल मेक अ particular observation कि okay, I can now understand that in Uttar Pradesh, out of, for example, 10 districts, in the 10 districts, 8 districts have a higher population of males and 2 have high population of females. So this is interpretation of data. So every statistical study will have these 5 stages to go through. Stage 1, collection, 2, presentation, 3, organization, 4, analysis, and 5, interpretation. And this is what we'll study in statistics. This is the whole subject matter of statistics, right? So moving ahead with the next topic. Function of statistics. Now what are the basic uses and why do we study statistics? What work it does for us? So here first thing, it simplifies complex facts. बहुत complex big data को it simplifies into a simple manner, an understandable manner. Like statistical techniques like mean, median, mode, etc. make complex data intelligible and understandable in short period and better way. If we're using mean, we will know that what is the average value. Like in a class, I want to know the average age of a particular child. I will ask the whole class's age. Then I will use mean to understand, okay, in this class the average age is maybe 16 to 17 years, right? So here it simplifies the complex facts. Second, it presents facts in definite form. That means that it is easy to present the fact. अगर हमारे पास डेटा अच्छे से कलेक्टेड हो तो हम उसको अच्छे से प्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं, लाइक पाई चार्ट में और बार डायग्राम में और हिस्टोग्राम में. इट लुक्स ब्यूटिफुल, इट लुक्स नाइसर, इट लुक्स अ डेफिनेट data format. Like statements like annual rate of inflation is 10% is much better than prices are rising. Now if I say prices are rising, मैं आपको सिर्फ एक स्टेटमेंट दे रही हूँ, आपको सिर्फ एक अपना ओपिनियन दे रही हूँ कि प्राइसेस तो बहुत बढ़ रहे हैं. बट व्हेन आई से कि इन्फ्लेशन जो है मार्केट में 10% है, तो वो भी यही बता रहे हैं कि प्राइसेस बढ़ रहे हैं. बट आई एम टेलिंग यू विद अ पर्टिकुलर डेटा कि 10% इंक्रीज हो रहा है प्राइसेस में एज कम्पेयर टू लास्ट ईयर. So here it presents facts in a definite format. It makes comparison of facts easier. Like हमने पढ़ा था 10th में डेवलपमेंट चैप्टर में इकोनॉमिक्स में कि पर कैपिटा इनकम इज़ द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इंडिकेटर फॉर कंपेयरिंग कंट्रीज डेवलपमेंट. सो हियर ये इनकम कैसे निकलती है? स्टैटिस्टिक्स से ही निकलती है, right? So this is how we can easily compare the countries based on statistics. Then it facilitates planning and policy formulation. With statistics we can easily plan, we can easily make policies. Like businessmen can plan their stock, they can plan their profit based on the previous data कि उनको कितना प्रॉफिट हुआ पिछले साल में, उनका कितना स्टॉक रह गया अनसोल्ड, कितना स्टॉक खरीदा गया मार्केट में, उसकी बेसिस पे they can plan strategy for the next year, right? To help in forecasting, again businessmen can easily forecast that which area they can increase their production, how can they be more successful, they can earn more profit with statistics. And to enlarge individual knowledge and experience, statistics gives us knowledge, it tells us about the data, it tells us about the comparisons, and actually also increases our knowledge. So here we have 6 functions. It can be asked in a 6-mark question also. So please make sure कि आप ये अच्छे से समझ लो and इसको carefully note down कर लो. So moving on. with the next topic, which is importance of statistics. Statistic क्यों important होता है? इसके 4 main factors होते हैं. It is important for the government, it is important in economics, it is important in economic planning and in business, right? So first we'll see how it's important for the government. So government के लिए important क्यों है? क्योंकि government को ये help करता है in collection of data. जब गवर्नमेंट को सर्वे करना होता है तो स्टैटिस्टिक्स इज द ओनली वे जो वो ईजिली सर्वे कर सकती है, राइट? इट एक्चुअली इंक्रीजेज द वेलफेयर ऑल्सो. द गवर्नमेंट कैन नो बाय द स्टैटिस्टिकल स्टडी दैट हाउ मच इज पॉवर्टी, हाउ मच इज अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट, कितना गैप है रिच और पुअर के बीच में. सो इसकी वजह से दे कैन मेक मोर बेटर पॉलिसीज. सो इट इंक्रीजेज द वेलफेयर. And lastly, it helps in functioning of modern government. Without the data, without the facts and figures, government अच्छे से function नहीं कर पाएगी. So these 3 things make statistics important for the government. In economics, it helps in making economic laws. Law of demand, law of supply, हम पढ़ेंगे अभी माइक्रो में. Law of utility, all these laws are basically with the help of statistics. हमने कुछ numbers देखने के बाद समझा ओके लॉ ऑफ डिमांड कहता है कि प्राइस और क्वांटिटी में इन्वर्स रिलेशनशिप होता है. सो हमने कुछ नंबर्स देखने के बाद ही समझा कि ओके अगर अनियन का प्राइस बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ रहा है दैट मीन्स उसकी क्वांटिटी डिमांड जो है वो कम हो रही है. सो हियर इट हेल्प्स इन फॉर्मुलेटिंग इकोनॉमिक लॉज. स्टडी ऑफ मार्केट स्ट्रक्चर्स, इट हेल्प्स अस टू नो कि कैसी मार्केट होती है, मोनोपोली मार्केट कैसी होती है, ओलिगोपोली कैसी होती है. सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर इम्पॉर्टेंट इन स्टैटिस्टिक्स in studying economics. Establishing relations which are mathematical in nature, like relation between price and quantity, क्या relationship है, then finding out the value of demand, all these things are mathematical relationships. Price analysis help करता है knowing the prices, different economic concepts का behavior समझ में आता है हमें statistics से. And lastly, it helps us to solve the economic problem. What to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce, poverty, unemployment, ये सब solve तभी हो पाएंगे when we have the actual figures and actual data. Okay? Economic planning कैसे help करता है? It helps us to make any particular policies. It helps us to plan for the future for the next 5 years. So this is how, like, you know, every 5 years there is a particular plan. हर 5 साल में गवर्नमेंट एक नया प्लान लाती है नेक्स्ट 5 years के लिए. 5-year plans, right? So plans कैसे बनते हैं? By studying the figures and numbers for the previous plan. Okay? So this is how it's very very important economic planning. In business, it is important for establishing a new unit. अगर आपको कोई new business खोलना है आपको पहले देखना पड़ेगा कि उसका previous track record क्या रहा है, उसका previous sale क्या रहा है, right? For production planning, how to produce, कि मुझे इस साल कितना प्रोड्यूस करना है, कितना प्रोडक्ट बनाना है. For making quality control, for making marketing strategy, account writing and auditing, and for estimating demand. So all these 6 factors help businesses grow, and this is only because of statistics. So here 4 important factors are there. If a question comes at the exam, you can write any of these. And most importantly, important जो है यहाँ पे economics की importance है statistics में, right? So moving on to the next topic, it talks about the limitation of statistics. So limitation basically यहाँ पे 6 limitations हैं. It does not study the qualitative phenomena, like it does not study beauty, it does not study IQ, it does not intelligence. So ये सारी चीज़ें जो है statistics में study नहीं हो पाती हैं. Does not deal with individuals, it deals only with aggregates. हर एक इंसान की अलग अलग ख्वाहिशों पे नहीं चल पाता. इट हैज़ टू फोकस ऑन दी होल एग्रीगेट. इट कैन बी मिसयूज्ड, डेटा कैन बी मिसयूज्ड. हम कभी भी किसी भी साल का डेटा ईजिली मिसयूज़ कर सकते हैं. दैट वील सी इन द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक. अभी कैसे डेटा मिसयूज़ होता है. इन डिस्ट्रस्ट, रिजल्ट्स आर ट्रू ओनली ऑन एवरेज. कभी कभी रिजल्ट्स ट्रू नहीं भी होते हैं बिकॉज ऑफ नॉट बीइंग यूज्ड बाय एक्सपर्ट्स. प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है. स्टैटिस्टिकल लॉज आर नॉट एग्जैक्ट. हमेशा लॉ एग्जैक्ट होगी नहीं इम्पॉर्टेंट होता. कभी कभी कुछ प्रॉब्लम भी होती है डेटा में. एंड लास्टली, ओनली एक्सपर्ट्स कैन मेक द बेस्ट पॉसिबल यूज ऑफ स्टैटिस्टिक्स. अगर कोई एक्सपर्ट नहीं है, किसी को फॉर्मूला नहीं समझ में आता, किसी को फॉर्मूला नहीं पता होता, दे विल नॉट बी एबल टू यूज स्टैटिस्टिक्स ईजिली. right? So now we'll see that how the limitation can be misused to form distrust of statistics. So one can present statistical information in a manner that tends to distort the facts and thereby mislead the people. यानी कि कोई डेटा को misuse करके लोगों को mislead कर सकता है. एग्जाम्पल कैसे ले सकते हैं हम? In 2019 government claimed that per capita income in India rose by 17%, while the opposition party claimed it to be just 5%. This causes distrust in statistics. Obviously हमने देखा यहाँ पे कि जो गवर्नमेंट है वो क्लेम कर रही है कि लास्ट ईयर इनकम जो है वो 17% से बढ़ी, और जो अपोजिशन पार्टी है वो कह रही है कि सिर्फ 5% से ही बढ़ी. तो यहाँ प्रॉब्लम क्या है? जो गवर्नमेंट है उसने लिए हैं करंट प्राइसेस, उसने बात की है करंट प्राइसेस को ध्यान में रख के, और जो अपोजिशन पार्टी है उसने क्या किया है? उसने 2011-12 के प्राइसेस पे दे के बात की है. So here this causes distrust in statistics. So we'll see how we can remove this distrust. So distrust means lack of confidence in statistical methods and statements. It arises not because there is anything wrong with statistics, but it arises because the users of statistics tend to manipulate the data or to use it to support their own conclusions or observations. So distrust क्यों आता है? इसलिए नहीं आता कि स्टैटिस्टिक्स में कोई प्रॉब्लम है. It's not because stats में कोई दिक्कत है. It is because जो लोग उसे यूज़ कर रहे हैं, they're using it for their own particular purpose. They are using the data to manipulate it for their own personal reasons, for their own conclusions and their own interests, right? This is why the distrust happens. So causes हैं incomplete knowledge of statistical methods, unrealistic assumptions, deliberate misuse of statistics. Deliberate का मतलब है जानबूझ के, intentionally आप misuse कर रहे हो statistics को. Ignoring limitations of statistics and wrong application of statistical methods. So all these 5 are the causes of distrust of statistics. How to remove this distrust? This can be removed, this can be overcome when we are keeping in mind the limitations. So we have to follow some precautions of statistics so that we can remove this distrust. So limitation should be kept in mind all the time, right? Only experts should make use of the statistics formula. Data should be used after a careful inquiry. Great care and caution should be exercised while using statistics. We should follow great care, we should follow great caution. We should use the correct formula. We should actually do calculation correctly. And the user should be impartial. Partiality नहीं होना चाहिए user के मन में, like opposition party वहाँ पे partial थी. They were actually doing impartiality with the government where they use the previous prices. So there should be no bias. So all these things will remove the distrust in statistics. So with this we end this chapter here, and in the class here also. In the next class we will do the objective questions of this chapter. So please stay tuned. If you like this video, please share with your friends.